What's up, guys? Chris here to give some thoughts on last night's Robert Guerrero versus Andre Berto fight. First thing that surprised me, first off, obviously the fight ended up being a lot better than I anticipated. But the first thing that surprised me was that Andre Berto came out with that Floyd Mayweather, Adrian Broner type shoulder roll type stance. I hadn't seen that from him before, and to kind of try to employ that style after such a long layoff, definitely didn't expect that. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for him the way it works out for those aforementioned guys, as Guerrero was able to hurt him with a left hand pretty early on and knock him down shortly after, even if the knockdown, if you believe it was aided by Guerrero holding or cusping the back of Berto's head with his right glove. Then he knocked him down again in the second round with that left to the eye that unfortunately landed right in Berto's eye. Unfortunately for Berto. Berto, when he got up there, it almost looked like he didn't want to continue. You know, he definitely looked like he was bothered by that eye, which obviously he was. But credit to Berto. You know, he's a guy who I've questioned in the past. I think fans have. But he showed a lot of heart here. You know, not only did he continue on with that round, but obviously continued on with the rest of that fight, despite of having that swollen eye from the second round on. Early on, it pretty much looked like all Guerrero, but in about, the fourth or fifth round, Berto started really landing those uppercuts, rocking Guerrero's head back, making a fight of it. The seventh round was great back and forth stuff. I know there was a lot of holding in this fight, a lot of inside fighting, a lot of stuff against the ropes, a lot of smothering, which at times kind of took away from the fight, you know, kind of slowed the action down. The referee, Lou Moret, didn't do the best job on this night. I don't think that he hindered Berto enough to where it cost Berto the fight, as he said in the post-fight interview, but I don't think it was a great job refereeing overall by Lou Moret, by no means. But at least he didn't deduct a point from one fighter or the other, you know, nothing else. But round 7 was great. Guerrero kind of wondered how his chin would hold up against a legit welterweight, and he showed that he could take it. You know, Berto hits hard as hell, and he rocked him with numerous uppercuts throughout the fight. And Guerrero, outside of, I believe, in the 9th round, looked like he got staggered by an uppercut. He stood up to all Berto's best shots. So, don't really have any questions about whether or not he can take a shot at 147 anymore, that's for sure. Guerrero's eye did get swelled up after that 9th round. Championship rounds, had to feel bad for Berto. Pretty much almost like he was fighting blind out there. Both of his eyes are pretty swollen. Guerrero had a swollen eye as well, but both guys fought hard for the remainder of the fight. Pretty much even rounds in the championship rounds until the end of the 12th, where Guerrero staggered Berto with 3 straight lefts at the close of the round, close of the fight, and of course hit him sometimes after the bell. The referee didn't step in between. I don't know whether or not Guerrero heard the bell, but I don't think he did, but I don't know. Either way, it's a ref's job to get in there and step in between. He was nowhere to be found. A little bit late on his part. I don't think it made much of a difference, though. I think Guerrero landed the 3 big shots before the bell went off and a couple more at the end afterwards. Either way, though, Guerrero wins the decision. Obviously, rightfully so. Berto hung in tough. Won some rounds in the second half of the fight, but Guerrero clearly, I think, outworked him and just outfought him. I was just surprised that Guerrero was able to muscle Berto around on the inside. He really pushed him around against the ropes, kind of had his way with him, made it the kind of fight that he wanted. Dirty at times, yes, but he controlled the action and where the fight took place for the majority of it, which was surprising to me. Whether you think that's because Berto maybe isn't on performance enhancers, if you thought he was after failing the test, I don't know. But regardless, I was just surprised to see that from Guerrero and the fight go that way. I would like to see a rematch, but I don't think it's going to happen. I'm not sure if Guerrero's going to get Floyd next. I would be surprised if he did, but then again, I wouldn't. You never know. Both work with Golden Boy. I could see it happen. I think it's more likely than a Bradley fight for Mayweather. Definitely more likely than a Pacquiao fight. But we'll see. I don't know what's next for Berto. Guerrero don't get Floyd next. I don't really know what's next for him either. Aside from a rematch, which, like I said, I don't necessarily see happening either. So, either way, though, I love a fight. Definitely, like I said, a lot better than I thought. I don't think it's a fight of the year. You could put it on a list of contenders, but I don't think it was better than Salido Lopez 2, nor do I think it was better than Alvarado Rios. I have both those fights better than this one, in my opinion. Maybe a couple others I can't think of off the top of my head. As for the undercard, Keith Thurman, whatever, dude. HBO broadcasts sucked last night. Commentators were completely biased. It's terrible, except for Roy Jones. Big deal. Thurman washed out, took care of Carlos Quintana. Didn't look like he wanted to be in there after he got hit in the body in the first round. And as for Ricky Hatton, looked like Ricky Hatton early on. Ran out of gas after about, fifth, sixth round. Kept trying to come forward. Got to give it up to Senchenko for hanging in there. Was getting knocked around early, but, hung in there. Went to work. Pretty much picked apart Hatton. Didn't say picked him apart, but picked his shots well in the second half of the fight. And ended up, of course, stopping him with that body shot in the ninth round. Hatton was just already fatigued, and that body shot just took it out of him. Hatton once again announced his retirement afterwards. Got to give Hatton credit. Came back and take too soft of a opponent. And, I guess he realized that he just doesn't have it anymore. And he, gracefully bowed out this time. We'll see if he sticks with it. I think he probably will. But, either way, respect to the England fans singing for him throughout. Although towards the end of the fight, the latter half of the rounds, it looked like much like Ricky Hatton, they kind of were losing steam as well. But even after he lost, they still sung the old "There's Only One Ricky Hatton" song. So, got to give it up to the fans for still being loyal to their fighter, even in defeat, after his comeback didn't go as planned. But yeah, alright, that's pretty much it for now. Want to hear your guys' thoughts on the fights, particularly Guerrero, Berto, what do you think about the fight? Just any thoughts in general. And if you have thoughts on Thurman, go ahead. Thoughts on Ricky Hatton's fight, his loss, and his, re-announced retirement once again. And any thoughts on the HBO broadcast? Did you notice the bias in regards to Berto and Thurman? Or am I just hating because I just hate Jim Lampley and Max is just following in his footsteps, unfortunately. Or do you agree? Just any thoughts overall. That's it for now. Science finds links as always, as well as Twitter in the information part of the video. Till next time, I'm out.